Do you ever feel like your job isn't very important? Like there's other jobs out there that have a lot of expertise and a lot of skills that go into it. I'm not sure EMS is quite like that sometimes. Some days it doesn't feel like it. Some days my job feels pretty darn boring. And then I read something about a paleontologist finds a whole new kind of dinosaur just stuffed in some boxes. And he knows it's a new kind of dinosaur based on the curve of a bone or something like that. You also hear about this kind of expertise in relation to art appraisal, where an expert can look at details and name the artist based on friggin' brushstroke patterns. This is an undiscovered Monet just by looking. Pilots, hey airplane, I don't know if you can hear the airplane. Pilots can feel something wrong with their aircraft based on how it's handling at that moment in the conditions they find themselves in. A lot of times, I wish that my job was more expertise-based and academic. Do you ever feel that way? Let me let you in on a secret. Come here. Our job is that way. I can tell sick, not sick in a glance from a dozen feet away from a patient. I can tell with reasonable accuracy what kind of call I'm going to based on the location and time of day. I know what particular streets offer for traffic patterns at different times. I know the interiors of 100 different buildings and the best place to access each. I know how to bring calm to the chaos. I know how to intubate a person at floor level in a dark, dirty, cramped room. I can tell the difference between sinus and AFib at a glance. Hell, I can tell AFib when feeling a radial pulse sometimes. I can look at a pile of medications and know what they were prescribed for and know which the patient probably hasn't been taking. I know my way around the intestinal underground tunnels of stadiums, airports, and other big buildings. I know if that family member right there is going to be a problem. I can listen to breath sounds, watch a patient breathe, and feel a pulse to generally know if the patient will need their breathing to be assisted on the way to the hospital. I know whether it's worthwhile to start an IV in the car or wait until after extrication. I have a sense of who needs restraint before anything even happens. I know what a pelvic rami fracture acts like during a physical exam. I know the right way to cut a down coat. Don't. But if you have to, consider getting it wet first so that the down doesn't explode everywhere. I know if it's better to start an IV on a patient's hand or arm. I know when a dive bar is dangerous, and I know when the people in a dive bar are likely to help me out. I know how to calm a frightened child. I know how to calm a frightened adult. I know how to communicate with a team of providers and other personnel to manage emergencies. I know how to manage an MCI. All those are just the ones that are generally EMS related. EMTs can be experts at most of that list as well. That's what I mean when I say 90% of being a paramedic is being a good EMT. The list is even longer when I include general medical knowledge that many other types of providers can have, like EKG interpretation, airway skills, ventilator management, anatomy, pharmacology, and all those things. What things do you know? You also know the YouTube rules. Hit like if you enjoyed this and hit subscribe if you really enjoyed it. Watch another video or go to the channel page. This is Angry Bill for Prehospital Wisdom, and until next time, make your knowledge list longer.